Google's DeepMind Genie 3 could be the virtual world breakthrough AI has been waiting for. And of course, back in 2022, I said software will be released so that people can build their own VR worlds like The Sims. You can visit other people's worlds and stay there for days. You'll be able to use cryptocurrency for everything. VR prostitution will also be a thing. So the same way that you spend money now in stores, you're going to be spending cryptocurrency in people's digital worlds in the same way that IKEA, I believe it's IKEA, or Forever 21 or H&M, one of those department stores, they're paying people hourly wages to work in their digital stores. Do you remember Skynet from the Terminator when the conscious AI system wanted to destroy humans? That wouldn't happen in our reality, right? Wi-Fi based human identification with machine learning and comprehensive survey. Side note, do you know that Wi-Fi can see or AI can see what's happening in your house using your Wi-Fi and the vibrations in your house? Let me introduce you to Smart Dust. If you have not been following me for the past, I don't know how many years that I've been talking about Smart Dust. Smart Dust, microscopic nanosensors. A cubic millimeter device with a sensor, power supply, analog circuitry, bidirectional optical communication, and a programmable microprocessor. Using one of the micro weather stations, we stripped off the radio and wired in a laser pointer. This went to San Francisco. In my office at Cal, we had a video camera hooked up to a frame grabber in my laptop. The software looked for and decoded flashing lights in the image and gave us weather information from 21 kilometers away, or kilometers, however you want to pronounce that. One of my favorite research groups, ResearchGate, released this Smart Dust Technologies, where they go in depth about what Smart Dust technology is. I would highly suggest you read this if you're interested. Research in wireless sensor networks is geared towards producing compact devices that consume minimal power while having functionalities such as sensing, computing, and communication capabilities. Digital circuitry, wireless communication, and micro-electrical mechanical systems are three technologies that greatly enabled compact, autonomous nodes having sensing, computation, and communication capabilities and a power supply. From Wired, this is from 2001, bruh. Dust keeping the lights off. Berkeley scientists are developing tiny dust motes that could shed light on how energy is used and promote conservation. This was in 2001. Essentially, this dust can enter a room, microscopic dust, so that means you won't be able to tell. You have sensors in your home that can tell what's happening in your home. Sensors that can enter into your body. Some would even argue that they are already in chemtrails. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Essentially, Smart Dust is made up of thousands of sand grain-sized sensors that can measure ambient light and temperature. The sensors, each one is called a mote, have wireless communications devices attached to them, and if you put a bunch of them near each other, they'll network themselves automatically. So imagine if these motes were to enter, let's say, 1,000 different people, and they can hook up automatically. Now you have a neural network. Unbeknownst to you, your biometrics are being sent and read by local 5G towers, you could say, allegedly. So I've spoke about this before. Synthetic environment for analysis and simulations. Purdue University has something called a sentient world simulation. And what they can do is have a real model of the world. So you would have a digital version, your mom would have a digital version, right? And I've told you before how it's possible for them to have these digital versions of you, especially a lot of people already complied, but I don't want this video to get banned, so I'm not gonna say that. So let's say they were to run a real-time situation in the sentient world simulation, like 9/11, all right? They will be able to see people's real reactions by running that simulation of 9/11. Those real-time reactions is their data. The event is the analysis of the data to find congruencies. For analysis and simulations, sometimes referred to and reported on as Sentient World Simulation, is currently being used by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and the U.S. Department of Defense to simulate crisis on U.S. mainland. So, you being hooked up wirelessly to your neighbor is going to be done with something called the integration of Internet of Things, IoT. This is the next phase of the internet. Instead of going on a laptop and typing www dot whatever, you will have it on your body at all times. You'll be able to go online whenever. And Google's DeepMind Genie 3 will be part of this. You see, these worlds are real-time reactionary worlds. They're not pre-designed, preloaded simulations. Let me convey this in another way. Let's say in the game, you're walking down the street and you see a bird. You run to the bird. In a video game, if I'm playing the game and you're playing the game, every time we ran to the bird, it would have the same reaction, right? That will let you know, hey, did you make it to the stage 7 where the bird takes a left and you have to chase the bird, yada yada, like programmed. Genie 3 is real-time reaction. So as you're walking through the world reacts to you, non-local, like our reality. And of course, as the technology advances, we're going to need new systems. 6G spectrum enabling the future mobile life beyond 2030. The next generation of mobile wireless communication, 6G, is rapidly becoming a hot topic of discussion within the ICT industry and in academia. From The Verge, the 5G for wearables and Internet of Things will get its first devices soon. AT&T and T-Mobile will be among the first to release products for the newest version of 5G. Wearables. Wear your phone. You know, the smart glasses or the Apple Vision Pro, that's called conditioning. Apple Watches, even though I have, a few Apple Watches, that's called conditioning. A brief commercial break. So the future of connecting on the internet will be, instead of you going to like Twitter or Instagram, viewing people's, stills of their life, you'll be able to walk right into their live chat room, like connect with hundreds of different avatars, touch them, party with them, go to the club in the VR world and dance with a girl and actually get excited, get aroused, because you're going to be wearing these haptic suits that allow you to feel everything that's going on in the game. All right, the haptic technology will include the senses, feeling, smelling, touching, tasting in the VR world. You'll be able to taste a real meal in the VR world, but it's going to be a digital meal. It sounds far-fetched, science fiction right now, but the technology already exists. Telepathy will be a commonality brought to you by Internet of Things, meaning I can share a thought with you. I can send a thought with you. We could share communication without ever opening our mouths. Like you and I can be in a room at a party and we can both start laughing because we just shared a joke through our teletalk, like telepathy conversations. Anyway, I can go on and on and on, but you get it. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Be prepared. This is only the beginning. Uranus and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius together, that's hyper surveillance state, especially Uranus and Gemini. Okay? One more thing before I leave. You remember I showed you Google Veil 3, where you have AI characters who it's hard to distinguish their actions, their worlds from our worlds. If I were to show you a Google Veil 3 video of somebody being interviewed in the street in Miami, you wouldn't be able to, most people wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Now, imagine putting the technology where you can create your own worlds with the AI characters from Google Veil 3, and then you go and you play a video game in that world, having reactions from people in that world where their reactions are the same from the people that you experience in our waking life. And there's no limit to the boundaries of the game, which means you can be playing the game for days. it's always going to be a new experience because the world reacts to you. Does that sound familiar?